She spoke just one sentence, and the whole Heartland fandom froze. Amber Marshall, the face of Amy Fleming, finally said what everyone had been waiting to hear, and nobody expected this. She didn't tease, she didn't hold back. Her words shook the future of the show. If you thought Heartland Season 19 would be simple, think again. Because Amber just confirmed that everything is about to change, and some hearts might not survive what's coming. For months, fans have been guessing what might happen in Season 19. Rumors flew online about cast changes, surprise returns, and even a possible ending to the show. But no one from the main cast gave real answers. That silence broke when Amber Marshall sat down for a short but emotional interview. With a calm voice and a serious face, she shared what's really going on behind the scenes. Amber started by saying, "This season is personal for Amy and for me." She didn't smile as she said it. She looked thoughtful, almost like she was carrying a secret she couldn't fully share. Fans noticed that. What could make it so personal? Right away, viewers began to wonder, is it about Ty? Is it about Amy's future? Or is something happening behind the scenes that we haven't seen yet? She then added, "There are scenes this season where I couldn't stop crying. Not because the script told me to, but because the moment hit me so hard." That's not something actors usually say. Most actors talk about learning lines or fun filming moments. But this was different. Amber made it clear that something in Season 19 will hit hard. Something emotional. Something deep. And she wasn't talking only about one moment. She used the word moments. That means more than one emotional scene. Could that mean a major loss? A goodbye? Or a breakthrough? Fans who followed the show since Season 1 know how rare it is for Amy to fully break down. So if even Amber couldn't hold back tears, something powerful is coming. But she didn't stop there. She looked directly into the camera and said, "I think fans will be shocked, in a good way. But also it might hurt a little." That line has been shared across social media ever since. Fans have tried to guess what it means. Some say Ty is returning in some form, maybe a dream or flashback. Others say someone else might be leaving. But nobody knows for sure. Amber also spoke about how long she's been on the show, how much Amy has grown, how her own life has changed too. "This season made me look back on Amy's whole journey," she said. "And I realized she still has things to discover, about herself and about love." That line made fans gasp. Is Amy finally ready to move on romantically? Or is she reconnecting with something from her past? One thing is clear. Amber Marshall didn't say all this just to tease fans. Her tone, her words, and even her pauses carried weight. She wanted people to feel that Season 19 isn't just another chapter. It's a turning point. And whatever's coming next, it's going to leave an emotional mark. There was a moment in Amber's reveal where everything changed. She paused, looked down for a second, then softly said, "Ty's presence is never really gone." That sentence hit fans like a thunderbolt. Ever since Ty Borden, played by Graham Wardle, left the show, the audience has carried a quiet hope. Even though his character died in Season 14, people never stopped believing he might return, maybe in a dream, a flashback, or even as a memory that shifts the story. And now, Amber had just opened that door. Fans have been watching for clues. In past interviews, Amber avoided the topic of Ty, but now, she seemed ready to talk. She mentioned that some scenes in Season 19 forced her to look back, and that those scenes were hard but healing. Those words raised new questions. Was she filming flashbacks with Ty? Did the writers find a way to bring him back for a short emotional moment? Or is his story influencing Amy in a powerful new way? The interesting part is what she didn't say. Amber didn't confirm Ty's return. She didn't say Graham Wardle is back on set. But she chose her words very carefully, almost like she was trying to give hope without spoiling too much. That alone made fans feel like something big is coming. Because why bring up Ty's memory now, after so many silent seasons? What's more, Amber hinted that Amy might be facing her past in a deeper way this time. "Sometimes you need to go back to move forward," she said. That line made fans think of Amy standing again at Ty's grave, or maybe even seeing him in a dream when she's at her lowest point. The idea of Ty giving her strength one last time, that's the kind of moment that would make everyone watching cry. Behind the scenes, there have also been whispers. A few crew members shared that an old character was on set for a very short shoot. They didn't say who, but fans are Sure, it must be Ty. Some even spotted a figure who looked like Graham Wardle near the filming location. Could it be real? Could Ty Borden appear one more time? Not alive, but as a memory that brings closure? Amber's message was clear. Ty may be gone, but his story isn't over. It still shapes Amy. It still shapes the ranch. And it still touches the fans who grew up with them. In season 19, that emotional thread may finally come full circle. Whether it's in a dream, a flashback, or just a whisper in the wind, Ty Borden's spirit is about to return, and the audience needs to be ready for the heartbreak and healing that follows. Asterisk, no one saw them coming. Amber didn't just speak about the past. She warned fans about what's about to shake up Heartland's future. In one of the most talked about moments of her reveal, she said, "Heartland is welcoming new faces, and they're going to change everything." That single sentence sent a wave of excitement and fear through the fan base. Because in a show where every character feels like family, change can be both thrilling and heartbreaking. Amber gave just a few hints. One is a new woman, mysterious, strong-willed, and with a connection to animals that rivals Amy's. She didn't say who she is or where she comes from, but fans are guessing she may be a rival trainer or possibly a troubled soul looking for a fresh start at the ranch. Amber said this woman pushes Amy in ways no one else ever has. That means conflict, growth, and maybe even competition. Then there's talk of a young boy, a new character that's not just passing through. He arrives with secrets, maybe even trauma, and bonds with one of the horses in a special way. This sounds familiar to how Ty once arrived at the ranch, troubled, silent, but full of potential. Could this boy be the key to a new storyline, one that reflects the earlier seasons of Heartland when healing and trust were everything? Amber also hinted that Lou, Tim, and Jack would all face unexpected turns. That's huge, because usually the adults in the show offer stability. But this time, it sounds like they'll be tested. There's talk that Lou's relationship might be falling apart, that Jack might be hiding a health issue, and that Tim, well, Amber just laughed and said, "Tim always finds trouble, doesn't he?" That line says a lot. Something big might be coming for him. And the biggest twist? Amber mentioned a character we all know returning in a very unexpected way. She gave no name, but fans went wild online, guessing Georgie, Peter, even Mallory. Some say it might even be Lisa's ex-husband or someone from Amy's early life. The mystery is thick, and that's exactly what keeps viewers glued. That it's clear that season 19 isn't just continuing old stories. It's introducing new ones, bold ones, and possibly risky ones. The ranch may feel the same. The horses may still run free, but the people? They're about to be challenged. New bonds will form, old wounds may reopen, and long-held secrets could surface. Amber warned us gently. Some fans will cheer, some may cry, but no one will be bored. This season isn't just about Amy's healing. It's about shaking up Heartland's peaceful rhythm. And with these new characters entering the picture, the show is preparing to ride into new emotional territory. Fast, raw, and unforgettable. What you see on screen is calm, warm, and filled with heart. But what happens behind the camera isn't always that peaceful. Amber Marshall didn't just speak about storylines in season 19. She dropped hints about what's really been happening during filming. And it turns out, this season was one of the most emotional and difficult for the cast and crew. Her exact words? "It was beautiful, but it wasn't easy." She started by sharing that some scenes had to be res hot, not because of technical problems, but because the emotions got too real. Actors broke down. Some forgot lines because they were crying too hard. Others needed long breaks after certain scenes. Amber said, "There was a day we all just sat in silence after a take. No one could speak. That's how strong the moment was." That's not just acting. That's real emotional impact. And it shows how personal this season has become for the cast. There were also rumors of creative differences. Amber didn't name names, but she said, "Sometimes we saw things differently, but that's because we all care so much." Some fans believe this means not every actor agreed with the direction the story was going. Maybe some thought it was too soon to move on from Ty. Maybe others wanted more focus on new characters. Either way, it's clear. There were moments of tension, and not just between the characters on screen. Amber also mentioned that some unexpected changes happened last minute. A few storylines were rewritten while filming. Entire scenes were removed, and new ones were added without warning. She said, "We had to stay flexible. Heartland has always grown with the times, and this season was no different." That tells us season 19 was shaped not just by the writers, but by real-time emotions, reactions, and maybe even behind-the-scenes pressure. One of the biggest surprises Amber shared was about a scene that was never meant to happen, but turned out to be one of the most powerful in the whole season. It wasn't even in the original script. She said a conversation between Amy and Jack grew into something deeply raw during filming. The director decided to keep it, even though it wasn't planned. That kind of moment doesn't happen often, and fans will definitely feel the difference. Even the location shoots were tougher. This time, Amber mentioned long days and unpredictable weather, especially during outdoor scenes with horses. But she smiled when she said it. "Those hard days brought out the best in all of us," she added. "And I think the audience will see that. You'll feel it." So while season May 19th looked smooth and polished on screen, the road to creating it was anything but simple. It was full of passion, disagreement, deep emotion, and unexpected magic. And sometimes, that's exactly what makes a season unforgettable. Not just what's written, but what's felt. Asterisk the moment Amber's words hit the internet, everything exploded. Within minutes, hashtags like hashtag Heartland Season 19, hashtag Amber Marshall Speaks, and hashtag Ty Return Theory started trending. Fans didn't just watch her interview. They replayed it, paused it, studied her expressions, and read between every word. It was no longer just a reveal. It became a storm of emotion, debate, and deep personal connection. Some fans cried openly. They said Amber's voice shook with truth, and for longtime viewers who've grown up with Amy and Ty's love story, just hearing his name again brought tears. One fan posted, "I didn't realize how much I missed Ty until Amber said he's never really gone. That line broke me." Another wrote, "It feels like they're finally letting us grieve properly." Comments like these flooded fan pages, Reddit threads, and even Amber's official posts. Others were filled with hope. Hope that season 19 would give them something they've been silently wishing for, closure, or maybe even a spark of something new. A few viewers picked up on Amber's comment that Amy still had more to discover about love. That one sentence lit up the internet. Could Amy finally be ready to open her heart again? Is it time for her to move forward, not by forgetting Ty, but by honoring him while starting a new chapter? Of course, not all reactions were calm. Some fans were nervous, even angry. They feared that too much change would ruin the show's heart. One longtime viewer wrote, "Heartland is about healing, not shocking people. I don't want drama just for ratings." But even that comment came from love, a deep connection to the show, and a fear of losing what makes it special. The younger fan base also joined in. Teen viewers on TikTok started stitching Amber's clip with theories. Some made short edits with emotional music, showing Amy and Ty's past moments and blending them with Amber's new words. It wasn't just excitement. It was a wave of shared emotion. Heartland has always been more than a show. It's been a home for people who needed peace, hope, and family. So when the woman behind Amy spoke from the heart, fans felt like their own hearts were being heard. Even the cast felt the wave. Graham Wardle, who played Ty, didn't say much, but he posted a single photo, the mountains behind the Heartland Ranch, with no caption. That alone caused chaos online. Was he teasing something? Was it a message that Ty's presence would return in some way? Thousands of fans liked and commented within minutes, begging him to say more. Through it all, one thing became clear. Season 19 is not just another season. It's a moment, a movement. It's not just being watched, it's being felt. Fans are holding their breath, hoping for healing, fearing what might be lost, and daring to believe in something beautiful. And all of it started with Amber's quiet, powerful truth. Asterisk, everything changes now. That's the feeling fans were left with after Amber Marshall's final words about Amy. It wasn't just about grief, memories, or emotional scenes anymore. It was about what's next, and for the first time in a long time, Amy Fleming may be standing at a crossroads. Amber didn't say it directly, but the clues were there, hiding behind her smile and buried in her voice. Amy isn't just surviving anymore. She might finally be ready to live again. Amber admitted something that stopped fans cold. Amy has spent so long being strong for others, she forgot how to be vulnerable for herself. That's the key. After Ty's death, Amy poured all her energy into being a mother, a daughter, a horse trainer, and the emotional rock of the family. But in doing so, she left part of herself behind. Now, in season 19, that part might finally return. What made Amber's reveal so powerful was how personal it felt. She said she related to Amy's struggle, to carry grief quietly, to smile for others while aching inside. And when she said, "This season, Amy stops pretending everything's fine," it hit fans hard. Because for years, Amy's pain was hidden under her strength. But now, we may see her break, and then begin to rebuild. There's even more mystery around what this rebuilding looks like. Some believe Amy may find love again. Amber didn't confirm it, but she did say, Amy opens her heart in a way she never thought she could again. That one sentence launched 1,000 theories. Could there be a new man entering the story? Or maybe an old connection returning in a different light? Fans have mentioned Caleb, even Peter, as possible emotional anchors. But no one knows for sure. Others think Amy's biggest transformation won't be romantic, it will be personal. A new kind of strength, born from accepting her loss instead of hiding it. Amber spoke about Amy being tested, not by tragedy, but by change. That could mean new challenges at the ranch, harder decisions as a mother, or a deep moment of self-discovery that finally lets her move forward with peace. And yet, Amber warned fans gently, don't expect easy answers. Amy's journey is still messy. It's still real. That's what makes it so powerful. It's not about a perfect happy ending. It's about showing that healing is slow, painful, and full of doubt. And that maybe, just maybe, it leads to something brighter. Amy Fleming has always been the soul of Heartland. But in season 19, she's becoming something more. A woman stepping out of her own shadow. A heart learning to beat fully again. And whatever happens next, whether it's love, change, or simply peace, one thing is clear. This will be the season where Amy finally chooses herself. Asterisk, everything we thought we knew about Heartland is about to be tested. Amber Marshall didn't just give fans a glimpse behind the curtain. She opened the door to something deeper, something more vulnerable, something real. And now, with season 19 just around the corner, it's clear, we're not just getting another season. We're stepping into a turning point in the story, the kind that will leave a mark long after the credits roll. From the moment Amber whispered, "This season feels different," fans knew something was coming. Not just one shocking twist or an emotional goodbye, but a complete shift in tone. Heartland, the place that has always felt safe, warm, and steady, is now standing on the edge of change. And Amber made one thing perfectly clear. Change doesn't mean forgetting. It means growing. So what should fans expect? Expect heartbreak, but also healing. Expect a return to the show's roots, deep relationships, quiet pain, and horses that carry more than riders. They carry memories. But also expect surprises. New faces, new conflicts, and moments that will shake even the most loyal viewers. Amber didn't give everything away. She left just enough mystery to make fans desperate for answers. And maybe that was her plan all along, to prepare us without spoiling the storm. Some fans are still holding out hope for Ty. Maybe not in the way they want, but in a way that gives Amy peace. Others are already curious about the mysterious new characters, the old familiar names that might return, and what choices Amy will have to face as she steps out of her grief and into something new. Will she find love again? Will she let herself feel joy without guilt? Or will she choose a quieter kind of happiness, one that doesn't need to be shared to be real? Amber left us with a powerful line. It's the season where nothing feels safe, but everything feels honest. That line says it all. Season 19 won't be comfortable. It won't be predictable, but it will be real. The kind of real that leaves you sitting in silence after the final scene, staring at the screen with tears in your eyes. Not from pain, but from something deeper. Recognition, connection, growth. This is the season where Amy redefines herself, where the ranch faces new storms, where the past whispers softly, but no longer controls the future. And for the millions of fans who've loved Heartland for nearly 2 decades, this might just be the season that reminds us why we started watching in the first place. Get ready. Heartland Season 19 isn't coming quietly, it's coming with truth, with emotion, and with the kind of beauty that only comes after everything has been broken and slowly rebuilt.